Alright, probably wondering why I'm in a weird place. Let's show you. That's my current filming place. So, let's do this. Roll the intro. Hi there everyone, and welcome to Behind the Weebs. A look at what goes on behind the scenes of SunnyCon Anime Expo, an anime convention in the United Kingdom. I'm Tucky, the ambassador, and, well, today is, I think, episode 3 of season 2. There's been a little break because we've had to run SunnyCon Liverpool, and we are literally hours removed from the end of the event, which was a unique experience, I'd like to say. Just a huge thank you before I start to everybody who helped, staff, volunteers, venue staff, traders, artists, everybody, attendees who supported us and helped us just get to the finish line to with Liverpool. Obviously, I'd like to go a bit further in depth as to things that happened before and during Liverpool. That's for another video. Very interesting watch if you're willing to stay with us. But at the moment, this is the today's subject is one that is, well, it just has to be done. It's post event. What happens post event, and this is it. My house is a mess. Everything's a tip. As we slowly go down the lines of trying to get back to normality, and that was our last event for 2019. Well, I say that was our last pre-planned event for 2019. There may be more, but that is all up in the air at the moment. So from a organisational point of view, what we do now is, like I say, it's hours since it finished. We literally just got back into Sunderland, and what I'd usually do is at the end of SunnyCon, especially Newcastle, is we get back in, everything would be put away, and the house will be clean, and we just relax and remove ourselves from everything for about 5 to 7 days, because it takes a physical toll on the body running an event. And it's a weird thing, because this, for SunnyCon Liverpool, I was incapacitated from the early Friday evening all the way through Saturday and into like midday Sunday. So I missed out on a huge chunk. I missed out on the Saturday daytime part of the event. I missed out on the party. My whole event was basically lying in the hotel bed, spitting whatever was growing at the back of my throat into a glass, and trying to keep up to date with things on the staff chat. I did make an attempt to try and get to the venue to sort a few things out on Saturday. However, that was a foolish idea, and I ended up making myself a lot worse. I did get to see some of the guests and speak to them properly, because it's me who communicates, so it'd be a bit weird, like they've come to the event and the person who's speaking to them hasn't spoken to them in person, or even had like the decency to meet them, and I hope they haven't caught the lurgy off me. But it was a unique experience, because I've only ever been ill at one SunnyCon weekend, and you can't plan for illness, and that was SunnyCon 4, which both of our guests in turn, which didn't help the situation. Uncle Cargill did, so it wasn't all too bad. But now, at the end of the event, at the end of everything, we have to look at the business side of it, and we have to calculate a lot and add a lot to the profit and loss sheet, as we now have definite figures. I believe attendance-wise, we did about 1,100 attendees over both days. If we include traders, artists, guests, staff, etc., around about 1,250-ish. These are estimates at the moment. We don't have the exact figures quite yet. There are bills that still need to be paid, which obviously with the money coming in from ticket sales, the last ticket sales, they'll be going towards paying the bills off, and then we just sort of drift into the other. As we know, like, the world moves so fast that even like 3 days, 4 days removed from an event, people are already moved on, we'll have had the feedback, people have posted up the pictures, and they move on to the next event or get back on with their lives. And we as an event try to keep ourselves relevant. Obviously, we need a lot of pre-sales for Newcastle, and if we move forward with a lot of pre-sales for Newcastle, then we're going to be very happy. But there's a lot of variables to take into consideration going forward, because now we have to look at the business side. And first off, it's got to be the question of, do we run at Liverpool again? The consensus from us all at the staff is yes. However, there is a caveat to be added to that, as we then need to tweak a lot of things, because obviously it's a first time event, and we make it akin to the first SunnyCon in Sunderland, and we had to build up a big community in the northeast. We had to do a lot of hard work before we got anywhere near where we are now, and that showed for Liverpool, because Liverpool, it was like starting from scratch. Not much of a community. What little of the community was there didn't believe, like, we could get the guests, or there was rumours that we weren't even going to run, or traders weren't buying tables. So hopefully everyone's footage from the weekend, all the pictures of a busy hall, all the pictures of panels, cosplayers, all of the positive reviews that have been left, there's the social proof there now. So we can actually build a community there. And we know that if we were to run it again, then we could probably at least double the attendance, and we could use that to add more to it, like maybe more floor space, it may be add more guests, but that's all to be confirmed. Our intention at the moment is still, we would like to expand. However, we are very wary that it is an oversaturated market, and we always say, I always point out that it's an oversaturated market, because it is. And the Comic-Con bubble, or the geek event bubble, or whatever you like to call it, it's going to burst at some point. And I believe in the last 24 hours there's been like about 5 events cancelled, and it's became that tough. And these are events that rely on pre-sales of tickets, but the customer, the way people do these kind of events now, it's no longer a case of you can be guaranteed that you get a lot in pre-sales, because a lot of people are now waiting the last second. As I mentioned in my previous video, it's the trend that's going. People are holding on to the money a lot more and less willing to buy a pre-sale ticket, because there's a lot of events that are going bust. So there's a bit of trust, and I think like the general whole, like the UK economy being in the absolute toilet, and Boris Johnson being Prime Minister, that's scaring people into not spending money as well, especially with a no-deal Brexit on the horizon. So there's a lot that's playing against anyone who wants to start up a new venture in the Comic-Con cosplay community, anime convention thing. But we're lucky enough to we've got 10 years of experience under our belt. We've had a fairly successful first time in Liverpool, so we'd be pretty confident that the second time in Liverpool will be pretty good as well. And on top of that, there's plans to expand to other parts of the United Kingdom. Can't really discuss it too much, as it's still just in early discussion phases, but there's a potential that 2020, 2021, perhaps we could be having 4 to 6 SunnyCons around the country. But like I say, this is all hypothetical. We're waiting around. We've got to make sure it's a viable business thing, rather than just throwing money at things and losing money left, right, and centre. But that's where we stand at the moment. The growth expansion is definitely there, and we just need to build that community up, and hopefully that community will then be able to fund us and our wacky ideas. So what now for SunnyCon? Well, it's an easy one. We disappear, where that subliminal thing in the back of your voice going, Weebs, 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 and and then next summer we'll pop back out and go, hi Weebs. And we know that now everything will die down. Ticket sales will hit that lull, and we'll have steady sales along the way. We'll try and keep relevant. We will try and push pre-sales of tickets with advertising. Usually we'd announce a guest in around about September, October time. But thanks to Brexit, we're holding off on confirming any guests, as if the pound takes a huge dip, it might not become a viable option to have any kind of outside guests. And that's not just us, that'll be for every Comic-Con kind of geek event in the country. It's because most of our guests come in from America, and as soon as the pound gets beaten, that's their costs go up. And some of these guests can be multiples of thousands of dollars, which we used to have the advantage because a strong pound meant that $5,000 could be around about £4,000. But if the pound drops below the dollar, then a $5,000 guest could become a £6,000 guest, and that's like that's the risk we run now. So there's a lot to be taken in. We'll be keeping our ear to the ground on that kind of aspect of it, like different things that change around us regarding taxes and potential flights and whatever chaos goes on. But we will still be plugging away. We'll still be advertising, and SunnyCon's still going to go ahead. It'll still be. We've already got plans afoot for improving our layout at Newcastle, maximising our kind of what we offer. We like in terms of panels, performances, entertainment. We're possibly adding a few more areas of the stadium onto it, opening out different areas for different things, and yeah, we don't want it to be the same as SunnyCon 2019. We don't want to be the same as 2018. We don't even want to be the same as like SunnyCon Liverpool. We want it to be a new, unique experience. We want to evolve. We want to keep adding to it. We want to keep giving a new experience, because we don't want people getting down the line 4 or 5 years and think, oh well, I've just been attending the same party for 4 or 5 years, so what's the point? Once you've been to one, you've been to them all. We don't want that mentality. We want it to be, wow, this is a completely brand new SunnyCon every time. And like I say, for 2020, Newcastle is the only thing that we have confirmed. Expect announcements near the end of the year, like November, December time, as I believe we will possibly have confirmation of when/if or we have another Liverpool event, either 2020, 2021. Once again, still in discussion, hard to confirm anything. I know a lot of people are saying, please come back to Liverpool, and we will probably 99% of the time, probably yes, come back to Liverpool, but it's that 1% of, ooh, I can't really be that confident. So thank you to the community in Liverpool. Thank you to the community from Newcastle who travelled down to Liverpool to support us. And now it's a case of we wait. We get back to normal life. The Ben starts school in September. Our eldest child is going into secondary school. Our youngest child's going into the second tier of infants. So it's all big changes here. We're going to try and look at different ways to make revenue outside of ticket sales. Because if we can increase our revenue, our income to the event, we can add a lot more to it. We can pay bills off. We can go forward that way. A few ways of doing that is we want to add more merch. We want to have a bit more branding, a bit more merchandise when it's not really con season, and I've got a few ideas for a few things. They'll need money, but we hopefully we'll be able to get the money for them. And obviously, if they sell well enough, then we can go forward with that. Another way to increase our revenue and our income, Twitch and YouTube, going on social media. This here, we'll be. I'll be obviously doing more behind the Weebs videos, as I have a lot of footage from behind the scenes of what happened in Newcastle, behind the scenes from what kind of happened to Liverpool. But like I say, I was ill most of the time, so the footage will have to be coming from the people who were there. I know Ed made a vlog of being there, so that'll be an interesting one to watch. And Twitch, which we are, I think, was it affiliated? We're not partners yet, we're affiliated. And I have games that I need to finish playing, Neo Automata, which I started but had to kind of start off because we kind of fell off with Twitch because obviously I've got to do planning, I've got to do other things which took precedent over Twitch, and it's kind of like, it feels like it's been weeks since I last live streamed a broadcast of any game. I've bought Jump Force because just because. So I'll be interested to see what Jump Force has in store, especially because it was reduced, because there's no way I was paying £85 for like the Ultra Edition when a few weeks later it went back down in price. I've got the Black Clover game, probably continue playing Overwatch. Lots of things to do Twitch wise, and that's just me. The rest of the team will be able to stream at some point, so you just don't have to see my fat backside the whole time. As this is SunnyCon, it's not just me, it's everybody else in the team, and I'm just a small cog in the huge lubricated machine known as SunnyCon Anime Expo. So that's us. Adjust to normality, adjust to everything going back to normal. Planning is already underway for Newcastle. I know that Donna wants everything done sharpish, pretty sharpish. So when it comes to June 2020, everything will be set in place, and we'll probably have everything announced by March or April time. We've already, like say, with traders and artists selling out, we already have a mock traders floor, and everyone's placed to what they have desired. And if we can get the last traders to pay up and confirm their spots, then we're laughing, because that's it. That's one big chunk of the organisation part. Because usually we'd sell out about March, April, not including cancellations, and people want to be placed in places on the traders floor. So we're always fidgeting around last second with putting tables there, but because everyone's paid and everyone's booked as early as they have, and with the interest being so intense, that means that we're ready to basically have the traders table announcements up straight away, and that's one big relief. But the majority now, it's advertise SunnyCon, get the content out there which we've captured from the Newcastle and Liverpool one for 2019, just so people know that, we're not just like your usual, you turn up at a Traders Hall event, that things actually go on, and there's pretty cool stuff as well. I've quite enjoyed 2019 for what we've had to offer, and what I've experienced on this organisational side of it. And I hope attendees have enjoyed what they've experienced from your side of it. And yeah, going forward, open our social media. Just trying to keep in the back of your minds that SunnyCon's there. If you can, buy your tickets early. You'll probably get sick of us saying that a lot, but it is an imperative thing. Like I say, 4 or 5 events have cancelled straight off from lack of pre-sale. So yeah, it's now dog eat dog, and luckily we've got a bit of meat on us. You see us. So yeah, and and I'd just like to finish off this video with my own personal thanks, because 2019 has been a testing time. You will see just how testing when I discuss this in the Newcastle Liverpool videos. I'll also be doing behind the scenes, looking at individual social medias and how we promote on them and how we try and harness them for our good. And there's lots of other subjects that we can touch on, but I thought, since like we're just hours removed from the end of Liverpool, it's been a 3-hour journey there, 3-hour journey back. We've had to transport t-shirts, tote bags for what we have left, all of our equipment, obviously our luggage, our personal luggage, and we're knackered now. We're really knackered. But we've got to continue. We've got feedback to process. We have emails to respond to, last of the bills to get paid, and then we go back into obscurity. Other events will take prominence over what we're running, and we'll reappear around about April, May time as the Sunny hype train starts up again and trugs on away. So that's been it. Like I say, thanks to everybody who has supported us in 2019. It's really humbling to know that we have the support of literal thousands of people who will come and attend our events, who will come and have a good time. And we hope we've been your money's worth. We hope we've made you happy. We hope you've had memories that you can take on and stories you can give your kids for the future. I've seen a few of the out of context Sunny Liverpool statuses, which have been quite funny. I don't know what the hell happened to you in Liverpool, but it looks like it was a blast. So that's been me, and I will see you for the next video, which will probably be behind the Weebs, what happened at Newcastle. Thank you very much for viewing, and see you then.